Okay. Hi there. Now you mightn't be able to really see it very well, but this fuchsia is going to be put into the painting there. There. I'm gonna play around with this section of the painting and yeah, put the fuchsia in this area. And I'm able to see it easily. I've set myself up with a chair on the table here actually. Close the curtains over there. And the fuchsia to me reads as being bright enough, so I'm able to see it clearly enough. I've put the light on above it, one of the sunniest days of the summer, and I put the light on above the fuchsia. Now what I'm planning to do here is first paint in the position of the leaves. Yeah. And I'm not so much referring back to the pot here. I'm more just wanting to do a demonstration of these fuchsia, but hopefully it will have some relevance to it'll hopefully work with the setup too, because there was actually a fuchsia hanging there. Okay, I might need to lift off the one that is there already. So I've got a mix of ultramarine blue, Van Dyke brown and hooker's green that I'm using to explain the leaf area. There's a big jumble of leaves and buds here at the outside. I'm just trying to kind of capture the general gist of it. And in capturing the general gist, I want to peel off what went before, because this is no longer, it feels like it's just interrupting what I'm trying to do here. So I'm not sure what it'll end up being. It might just be blank space to the right of the fuchsia that I'm painting. I'm not sure. I think that probably will be the case. And I might even simply obliterate it at the moment with some white paint. It seems like a very kind of juvenile thing to do, but sometimes what I'm wanting here is to avoid being distracted by anything, and that is a little bit of a distraction to me from wanting to see what really is going on there. So I'm just going to subdue it with the white paint for now, and we'll see. I might be able to do something a little bit more elegant with that area later. Okay, so and there's leaves coming down there, and there's one there as well. That'll be mixed with the white if I do it now, so I'll leave it. And I wonder, I think I will kind of carve in a little to the ones that are already placed now, just lifting out the character of them there. And again, there's white, there's a space underneath that I want to be white and it's not. So again, I'm going to use the white paint. I don't know if it's wise or not, but it's the first solution that comes to me, and I want to go with it. I want to keep my momentum up and just go with what first presents itself as a solution to these different things. Okay. Yeah, so I was lifting out using the water really, and then yeah, just giving a little bit more feel of the leaves of the fuchsia with a few moves. It's more the feel of them than the through their biology. I'm finding the feel of them kind of, you know. That's what I think it is. So I'm really doing my best to observe keenly here their edges and their general kind of dance. And some of the leaves, half of the leaf, I've lifted off too much of that one now. Half of the leaf is a little lighter than the other half. Okay. And then at the outside edge, it's more the flowers that are coming in there. So I'm going to maybe create a little bit of a space here for the flowers to emerge. There's a really clear, I don't know if I want to wipe that away. There's a really clear edge to fuchsia shape. And I'll just use my finger as I notice some things that I want to explain again, like that tiny little leaf there shooting up. And there's one here too shooting over. This is acrylic paint I'm using, and it's on, I think it's Yupo paper from my friend Susan. Thanks, Susan. And again, I'm kind of entering into the territory of the kind of overworked painting that's here from the demonstration I made. So, this kind of unknown textures arriving. Sometimes they're welcome, sometimes they're a distraction. More often I'm finding today they're a distraction because I'm keen to explain this fuchsia as it is there, rather than revisit the whole still life here. Okay, there's some things going on, that's okay. I'm not convinced completely of all of that, but I'm not also disturbed by it, so it's fine. Now, let me see, I'm going to half close my eyes and begin to establish the reds. So I've got some cadmium red here. You know, I'm actually lying, it's not cadmium red. I just couldn't find my cadmium red. This is, I think, naphthalene red. Someone gave it to me. And you know, to be honest, it just looks very like, it looks very like cadmium red to me. Anyway, I put some ultramarine blue into it in order to give it more of that wine color. And I'm holding it up and looking at the color I'm aiming for as I'm making it. And I've moved to a slightly smaller brush with a kind of an angle to the edge of it. And then let's just work with that. So I'm finding the long, there's a lovely, elegant, thin, of course that's on the white paint, that's why it's being a bit kind of awkward. So I'll just move from that. It was the first section of the fuchsia, was the turn to the side, that petal, thin, because it's the edge, it's only the edge of it we're seeing. There's a lot of paint on the brush now, but I find that if I use my fingers to lift off some of it, I can kind of bring back in that sense of aliveness, and it's okay sometimes when what might be regarded as too much paint goes on, or any flurry or so-called mistake or accident. It invites a response, and so you know, as long as we can kind of continue saying yes and eagerly aim to represent what's in front of us, I feel like we'll always come up with some response, some solution to every eventuality. If we can keep kind of trusting that what's done is good enough for now and move on, you know, it is, I think, an exercise in trust, really, and feeling that what you're doing, what you're seeing is enough, is good enough. And only you can see what you're seeing, so it's not like you're needing to do or be different. It's one of those arenas in life, I think, creative action, where we are fully required to be fully ourselves. That's all. The best solution is to be the best solution is to be I don't know what I was going to say, responsive from our own being, like something like that. So there is no endeavor to be different, you know, that thing that can be so crippling. To be better, other than, all of that. As Rick Rubin says, your art is like a diary entry. It can't be right or wrong. It's just a diary entry. You make a response to how you are now in this moment. Okay, and how I am in this moment is wanting to move a bit swifter with these, wanting to be different, wanting to move a little bit more swiftly like I did with the leaves. I feel like that same energy could enter in here. And I can, you know, with half closed eyes, paint on the general areas of dark and light rather than getting lost as I was there a bit in the particulars. I was just listening to a talking book on the radio by Robert Henry talking about getting the structure and the generals before entering into anything particular. He was speaking about the face and the features and all of that, but I think it's relevant to any subject to first see about establishing the general sweep of things. And I've still got half closed eyes and I'm still doing my best to keep the faith here. So what I'm doing is lifting out, having placed down the red, lifting it out, and I'm looking and making notes every time I look up as to how I can capture the feeling of this little bundle of fuchsia, how I can capture the feeling of it in response to what's visually being presented to me, okay, and there's this thin petal here. And there's a purple that will enter in there. Yeah, really, that's there, isn't it? That line. So this can lift a little. And there's a lovely thin. Sorry about this. Stop the video for a second.